Hello team, today's challenge is streaming cost, where we're given an array of different movies, right? Specifically format and type. We aren't given the name or anything like that, but format and type. And based on that, we need to calculate a price. There's also a discount based on your membership level. So a few different things going on here. And then we need to return it as a dollar and cents format. Okay. So with that, we have this table with rent and buy, and we have these discounts. None doesn't mean anything to us because we shouldn't be doing anything with that. But basic and premium, they definitely do. So we are going to do all that. Okay. That looks like this. So we have our pricing information. The high def, we have the rent and the buy. The 4K, we have the rent and the buy. No dollar signs because that would make it strings, which makes it harder to do the math, right? Wherever we're getting this data from, it shouldn't be including that, and it shouldn't be making these strings, hopefully, okay? With the discounts, I left them as the percentages. So if it was 10%, I left it as 10. If it was 25%, I left it as 25. We're going to have to do some backtracking to flip it around, but that seems more logical to me. People are going to enter, what's the discount for basic? They're going to type in 10 for 10, right? They aren't going to type in 90% for you owe us 90% of the total, right? It just, that doesn't work in our heads. So 10 and 25, we're going to have to do some math there, and we will get that done, okay? Now, inside of here, I'm going to start out with our total, okay? So I'm going to let total equal our cart, and then I'm going to reduce it. Again, reduce, when we can, reduce allows us to throw a bunch of array stuff into it, churn it up like a blender, and spit something brand new out. It can be numbers or strings or whatever. In this case, we're going to go with a number, okay? So in order to get there, we need the accumulator and the current, and we're going to send that into our callback, just like this, and our default value is going to be 0, right? Because we're starting at 0. So inside of here, we can do some stuff, and that's going to be based off the current, okay? So the current has a format and a type, if I remember correctly. Going and checking. Format and type right there, the high def and rent. Brilliant. We're going to grab those from current, okay? And then based on that, we are going to change it, okay? We're going to do the math. So it's going to be return, accumulator, and there's no pricing information. We need to reach up into here for the format and then get one of these types, okay? So we do that with pricing, the format right here, and then right after it is the type. Should we have some sort of a conditional in case there is no format and type on this current? We probably should, right? But for today, we're going to skip it. We're going to keep it somewhat simple, okay? So based on that, we have all that stuff, which means that we should be in good shape, right? The next step is to calculate our discount. So if subscription in what? Well, in discounts, right? We're checking to see if this thing is actually in here. Otherwise, we don't want to do anything, right? And that's how we get around the none, or some sort of, if they're passing in like extreme as an example, right? There's no discount for extreme because we don't have an extreme tier, okay? So taking care of that, we are going to calculate our discount like this, singular, and that is going to be, again, we have to flip it around. So we have 100 minus discounts subscription, right? It's so long. Just paste it in. Brilliant. Okay. And then we divide by 100. And the reason for that is because that gives us a decimal, right? So 100 minus 25 is going to be 75. Divided by 100 is going to be 0.75, right? And that's kind of what we're going for because that's the math that we're doing right here. So we go total times equals discount. Brilliant, okay? And the final bit is the dollar sign concatenated to what? Well, total dot to fixed. And it doesn't work, right? We've done all this work and it doesn't work. What doesn't it work on? Well, it fails on the very last one, which is super annoying, right? When you think about it, In fact, if we go and calculate or console log, so right here, console log total, right? And we crack open our dev tools like this and clean it out and run it. So we get clean numbers. You'll see that it's 50.35. We expected this number to be equal to this number. So there's an off by one error, right? Off by 1 penny, off by 1 cent. But if you look at this, 50.355, which is kind of interesting because this last 5 should force the second last 5 to round up to 6. Even if we were doing the statistically more accurate version of rounding towards evens, right? It would still be rounding towards a 6, which means that this should go up, right? So what is going on? Why isn't it working? I had to do a little bit of research, and I was reminded that even though we display this as 50.355, behind the scenes, it is not stored as 50.355. In fact, it is stored as a floating precision number of 50.354999999, kind of like this one, right? Where after a certain amount of time, it'll give you some random number too. So very curious stuff. And that is how it's storing it in memory, because memory blocks are 8 bits and it needs to do its thing and work its magic. So even though we see this, this is not the real number. And when we round the real number, it's going to be 50.354999. That 4 will not round the 5 up to 6, which is why we get 50.35. So how did they do it, right? Well, the super secret answer is they didn't calculate against the total. They calculated against the per line number. So if we were to boost this, right? Let's actually make a copy so that we have it. Just like this, bring it down. We don't need that total right now. Brilliant. But we can boost this into our function, okay? So right here, we still do that. And what we do instead is we calculate that pricing, right? So now we need to kind of figure things out. And that is going to be, let's go discount, right? Sorry, let discount equal 1. Okay. And then down here we go times 1, just like this, which means that all this, if that discount is in there, then discount should be whatever this is, at which point, did I do it wrong? Discount equals 1, discount. Oh, sorry, this should be discount. Thank you for the tip. And now it works. Okay, so if we calculate on a per line item nature, instead of doing it on the global total, then it comes out right? And in fact, I would clean this up further. So one more time, just to show you what this would look like, because I hate the fact that we're calculating this every single time, even though it's going to be the same every single time, right? So I would probably take this, move it right up here, and go let discount equal, is it, sorry, too far? Let discount equal subscription in discounts. Well, if it is, then do the math, right? Otherwise, right here, return 1, and we need to get rid of that curly bracket because that's going to do a thing. But now everything still works, and we're only calculating that discount once, okay? So very interesting challenge today. It felt very, very straightforward to me, until I hit that off by 1 error, right? And that's because of JavaScript and possibly other languages, the way that it stores precision float numbers, okay? The way that it stores them kind of gets a little bit funny in the background, and when we actually do the rounding, we get weirdness, okay? But this is the challenge. So we started out with our data, right? This data could come from a database, which is why I left it kind of in this format, right? I expect the author of this information to enter it this way because that makes the most sense. And then we tried it one way, right? And this is how I thought it would work, honestly, which is why I went with this one first, where we get the total and then we calculate the discount on that total, right? But that's not how they did it. So We had to go down here and we figured out we're going to skip this one because this is a little bit messy. But we had to move the discount around so that it was calculated at the line item and not on the total, which causes all of our addition to cycle up properly, which means that when we go to two fixed, all of our rounding is accurate, right? A little bit different. Again, if you were doing something like this professionally, you would have to talk to probably someone on the shareholder side, right? Someone like the lawyers or the accountants to say, how should this math work? Should it be against the total or should it be against the line item itself? And that will give you the information in order to calculate this and get it done. So again, not every solution, just hopefully one good solution. Took a little bit for me to get there. Hopefully it was easier for you. But if it wasn't, let me know in the comments. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you go a different way? Right? All that good stuff. Otherwise, today this has been Streaming Cost, and I will see you in the next one.